using your phone to unlock your car. It just feels like one of those things that should be standard by now, doesn't it? I mean, a simple, universal key that just lives right there in your pocket. Well, today we're going to dig into why that hasn't quite happened yet and how that's all on the verge of changing. So, we've all seen this, right? In commercials, maybe a friend has it, heck, maybe you have it. But here's the thing, there's a very specific reason your phone might not work with your buddy's car or that rental you picked up, even if they both have so-called digital key features. It just hasn't been a simple one-size-fits-all kind of deal. And that right there is the big question we're tackling. I mean, if the tech is there and people clearly want it, what's been the big holdup? Why isn't a digital car key as common as a physical one? This quote from a paper by the Car Connectivity Consortium, or the CCC, it just hits the nail on the head. The problem was never a lack of technology. Nope. It was the lack of a common language, a universal standard to get all that tech talking to each other. Okay, so before we can really appreciate the solution, we have to understand the problem. And believe me, in the early days of digital keys, the market was, well, it was a mess, pure chaos. Just try to imagine this. What if your Honda key only worked if you owned a Samsung phone, but your friend's Ford key would only pair with an iPhone? That's pretty much what was going on. Every car maker was off in their own little world, building their own custom system, and for us, the consumers, it was a huge headache, and it really stopped the whole idea from taking off. That one key piece, interoperability, was totally missing. So how do you solve an industry-wide problem? You get an industry-wide alliance, and that is exactly what happened. So let's meet the folks who decided to build that missing standard from the ground up. This group, the Car Connectivity Consortium, we'll just call them the CCC, they got together with one crystal clear mission: create a standardized ecosystem so that any phone could talk to any car, securely and, without a fuss. And get this, the scale of this thing is just massive. This wasn't some tiny startup hoping people would sign on. We're talking about a giant collaboration of more than 150 member companies from all over the world. And just look at who's on this list. I mean, these are the heavy hitters. You've got the biggest names in the car world and the smartphone world all on the same team. When you see Apple and Google on the same slide as Ford, BMW, and Hyundai, you know things are getting serious. You know they're building a true universal standard. So, you've assembled this all-star team. What do they actually build? Let's take a look at the actual solution they came up with. They created the CCC digital key. Honestly, the easiest way to think about it is like, it's the USB for your car. It's a single common set of rules and technologies that makes sure your phone can securely hold and use a key for any car that's part of the system, anywhere on the planet. Now, the standard really relies on two core technologies. First up is NFC, Near Field Communication. This is your tap to unlock feature, where you physically tap your phone on the door handle. And the really cool part? It works even if your phone's battery is totally dead. Then you've got UWB, or ultra wideband. This is the magic. This gives you that seamless hands-free entry where the car just knows you're walking up and unlocks for you. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Is that hands-free thing really secure? And the answer is yes, absolutely. A huge feature of UWB is something called secure ranging. It can measure the literal travel time of the radio signal to prove your phone is right there. This is a game changer because it shuts down those relay attacks where thieves try to amplify your key fob signal from far away. With this standard, that's just not going to work. Okay, so we've got the standard, you've got the tech, but how does this all actually work together in the real world? How does it connect your phone to a car or even let you share a key with a friend? This diagram looks a bit technical, But the magic is in those solid lines. Those are the standardized links the CCC created. That's the common language. It makes sure that your device, your friend's device, and the car can all talk to each other directly and securely, no matter who made them. The dotted lines, that's stuff happening in the background with the car maker's servers. And this whole ecosystem makes cool new things possible, like sharing your key without, actually handing over a physical key. Let's say you need to lend your car to a friend. You just hit a button on your phone to authorize it. That request zips securely through the cloud, a brand new key gets delivered to their device, and boom, they can now use their phone to get into your car. So, this all brings us to the final and maybe most important question. What does all this really mean for you? Why is a universal standard such a big deal? Well, here are the big wins. First, you get true interoperability. Your one phone becomes the key for your car, for a rental car, for a car sharing service, anything. Second, security gets a major boost. These keys are stored in a special tamper-proof chip in your phone, which makes them incredibly hard to steal or copy. And when you add in the convenience of hands-free entry and the power to share keys, it's a massive upgrade from our old key fobs. And look, this isn't just some far-off idea. The president of the CCC puts it pretty plainly. This standardized digital key is the future. The entire industry, all those big names, they're all rowing in the same direction, building towards this one single goal. So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a thought. We figured out a secure, universal way for our phones and our cars to talk to each other. Unlocking doors? That's just the start. The real exciting question is, what other conversations should they be having?